What's up YouTube, I'm Jables and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to continue this Mandalorian themed party train that we've kind of been on lately and open up the Armorer from the Mandalorian TV show. This is a 1/6 scale figure from Hot Toys. This features the character of the Armorer that was in season 1 of the Mandalorian and also showed up for an episode in the Book of Boba Fett, which was pretty cool. This character seems to be pretty important, although we haven't figured out who it really is underneath the mask. Maybe we'll find out in later episodes. But this is going to be pretty cool to unbox, so let's get into it. Alright, here we have TMS 044, the Armorer. This was a Sideshow exclusive for the Toy Fair last summer, I believe. Still available for order now, and with this character popping up in the Book of Boba Fett, she might be selling out pretty quick, so if you want to get your hands on one, now's probably the time before they sell out. Pretty sweet looking picture here on the front with her forged tools. Pretty awesome scene in the first season of The Mandalorian. She used those tools to take down all those stormtroopers. That was a pretty epic scene just to show what kind of skill this character has. There's obviously no head sculpt with this character because we don't know what she looks like. It's still a mystery. Digging into the box here, you first see this nice piece of artwork they always stick on the top. And looks really cool. Always really good lighting on this. Forging with some Beskar right there. It's pretty awesome. Curious to see how this skirt's going to play out and if it's going to make it so you can't move the character's legs that well or not, but yeah, let's take a look. Alright, starting out with the hands here, she comes with 2 extra sets of hands. Just a nice kind of leathery looking hand, nothing special. It's all brown painted. It's not a lot of weathering effects on these. A few spots look like worn leather, but they look pretty nice and crisp. For the hands themselves, there's a pair of tool holding hands here, semi-fists for holding the hammers. This one looks like it would hold a piece of Beskar in her hand or maybe something else. And another hand that can hold a tool. And she comes with a welding accessory for welding the armor and stuff. She uses this to weld the Mudhorn logo onto the Mandalorian shoulder or pauldron. But I don't think it comes with any flame effects with this piece, so it would have been a great addition to add that for some action shots. The piece itself looks really nice. It has a nice black handle. The paint effects on the plastic itself makes it look like pitted metal. Here we have her hammer, her Beskar steel hammer. Pretty nice looking, just a nice chrome color, just some slight pitting effects or worn effects on there, but it looks really cool. Same thing with the tongs here. This is used for putting pieces of metal into the flame so you don't get burnt. Made out of Beskar also, I'm assuming. We have another accessory here for the heated up Beskar in the liquid form, but no flame to put it on, so it's kind of, I'm not sure if you would use this one or not. Still looks pretty cool. You do get one tiny little piece of Beskar, which is really awesome, and I think maybe, I'm not sure, one of the Mandalorian figures came with a stack of this, so you could use that if you have both figures to do a cool display with those. I think this piece is really cool. This is something they didn't have to add in, but it's really cool that they did. A piece of used Beskar, kind of all beaten up, that they're going to melt down and repair into something else. This would be a really cool piece to use on display if you built some kind of like forge set for this character. I know that this character does come up with a backdrop, so we're going to check that out and see if it's any good looking. Onto the character herself, you can see that she comes with everything protected here. Her hands, her feet, her belt even has a protector on it, and helmet. And the fur cloak, I guess you would call that. Real short cloak. But let's take all this plastic off of this real quick. Alright, so taking the armor out of all of its plastic here, we can get a good look at all the leather and stuff that she's wearing. The helmet looks really awesome. It looks ancient. It's this bronzish kind of material. And a lot of weathering and pitting effects on it. People are speculating that the horns on here signify that maybe she was a follower of Maul when Maul was in charge of the Darksaber. So we'll see if that pans out in the future or not. Yeah, I really like this helmet style. It's very medieval looking. I mean, all the Mandalorian figures kind of look Crusader-ish, you know, medieval looking, but this one specifically just looks like something straight out of like a history book. I took the plastic off of the cloak here and I noticed that my piece had this part that was folded over into the plastic, which is kind of annoying because it's got this crease in it now that I'm going to have to work out. But pieces of hair are already falling off this, so it is very delicate. So you'll just have to take care of this hair, but it looks really awesome. It looks super realistic. There's a weird line right here. My fur cloak here has some quirks that maybe not everybody else's has. Slightly annoying because on this side it looks nice and tucked in there, but as you go around, the seam is clearly on top, so I don't think that it is supposed to be like that. I don't know, we'll see if we can position the helmet to make it unnoticeable, but I think from this side you're not going to notice at all if you have it posed in the front. But moving on to the chest armor is this really awesome like copper color. The contrast between the bronze and the copper is really cool. The whole design of this character looks just really great. I'm glad they didn't use the same color all the way through. But you know, you can see the armor here matches the copper, and then it kind of fades to almost, it's not quite the same color as the bronze, but it's you know, fading in that direction, like it's worn out, and it looks really good. You have this nice gray tailored suit underneath the armor that looks really good. The back side of the plate has a little piece underneath there, and it's velcroed on, so you can take it off if you want. The front, yeah, is velcroed on also, so the armor is removable if you want to pose it and then put it back, so that is awesome. The design of this leather is really cool. It gives it an old vintage style, like this character is holding some knowledge, some ancient knowledge, you know, the way things were before. And it'll be interesting to see if we get to see this character more. All the times that she's been on the screen so far have been really epic. The belt's got these cool accessories on it that look really good. You got this leather skirt here that just looks awesome. It is split in the back with a little flap hanging down, so it doesn't, you know, that doesn't bind the legs up too much, but it looks really, just really cool. Coming down to the feet here, we have these really nice, like suede looking boot covers. And that's a good thing because it gives the ankle this open freedom to just move around, so it doesn't have to have a full boot on there. Screws on the bottom of the feet, which is kind of weird, but you have these little elastic bands holding the boot cover on, so if you wanted to take them off, you could probably take them off. One thing I noticed about this character is her hands and armor and leather are really clean. Like, she takes very good care of herself and her appearance. Unlike a lot of the other Mandalorians, are kind of a hodgepodge pieces of armor thrown together. She has a very specific look on her outfit that has been well organized and kept very clean, so that is really cool. The cleanliness and quality of the armor she produces is definitely reflected in her outfit and how she keeps herself. So going to these joints here, we have some ratcheting elbows, just a little bit of movement here. Yeah, we have ratcheting going up and down, and then no ratcheting forward and back, so that's cool if you want to just pop it up. No ratcheting joints in the knees, just a nice swivel. No double joints in the knees either, though, so a lot of people like double joints. Some nice tailoring on the pants here, kind of like almost like this striped line like Han Solo has, but his is quite different, but it's similar. Gives it a nice Star Wars feel to it. Let's put her aside real quick and see what else is in the box and take a look at that diorama. And look at that, there's already a piece of hair stuck on the stand here. So hair is falling out. You have to be really careful with that and probably get her into a pose and don't do anything with it. I like this particular stand. It's got a brown color to it instead of like the grayish black Imperial kind. This piece you can click into wherever you want. You can move it over here, you can move it over here. So this is a pretty cool, I like this stand a lot. And it grabs around the waist instead of the crotch. You can get her a little bit higher. Maybe this will hold her off the ground, I'm not really sure, we'll play with that. And the very last thing that comes with this character is a nice diorama that was taped underneath the box here. You flip it over and it was right there. Comes wrapped in plastic, but it has a nice pair of doors on the front, and then you open it up and it's like her metalworking tools and all her accessories. So you can set it on the ground and pose it in front of her. This is probably good for taking pictures and stuff, but I'm not going to pose her behind this because it takes up a little bit of space, and I don't think it would look good with other characters posed around her with the same thing, but pretty nice picture. It's not super clear, but I mean, when you're taking pictures with her in front of it, you're gonna be able to tell what it is, but I don't like these a lot because, you know, you get the weird lighting coming up and down. I don't know, you can look online and see if people have gotten to use this and make if it looks good or not, but I probably won't be using this. So now we're going to take the armor and do some posing, see if we can come up with something cool. Alright, just a couple afterthoughts after posing with this character for a little bit. I really like this figure. I think this character is very easy to pose. Some of the pieces are a little more difficult to pose with, or her accessories, like the damaged armor and stuff. It would be a lot better if she had a workbench. It would be a lot cooler if this character had a forge to go with, or at least some flames to go with the welding tool. I like the little piece of Beskar that comes with it. I'll probably pose it in her hand here with the hammer when I put it on my shelf. But overall, this character is super unique looking. I think it's something you don't want to pass on. If you're a fan of The Mandalorian, I think this character will show up again and will definitely have some more important moments. So her character will keep growing and the demand for this figure will only go up. So if you're sitting on the fence with this figure, I would definitely go get it before it sells out, because you all know that once a figure sells out, if it's any kind of even slightly popular, it just skyrockets in value. So pick this up while you can. The last thing we're going to do here is go find a spot for it on the shelf and pose it with the rest of the Mandalorian figures. Alright, so there's the armor on the shelf there with the Mandalorian and the heavy infantry Mandalorian. What do you guys think about this figure? Is this something you picked up or are thinking about picking up or not picking up at all? Let me know in the comments down below. I think it's a pretty epic figure and I'm glad to have it in here, and the Mandalorian shelf is starting to really take its shape now. Thank you guys for watching this video and I hope you guys have a good one. Catch you later.